What's up everyone? Thanks for joining me today. My name's Matt from Newtone TV, and today we are looking at how to prep a kitchen for painting. I'm not gonna go over every single step because that could take hours, but over the years we've made a lot of mistakes, but we've learned from our mistakes and we finally mastered this art of prepping before painting. So we're not gonna get any overspray on any of the countertops, the floors, appliances, all that kind of stuff. Today, we're specifically gonna look at taking the doors off the cabinet and prepping that open space. So everything inside that cabinet's not gonna get painted. You don't have to take anything out of the cabinets. And this is just if you're obviously interested in painting your own kitchen cabinets. Before you make that decision, I would definitely watch some YouTube videos and figure out how to do that process because it is a lot of work. Like I said, we've many years of experience, and we finally got to the point where now we're painting 2 kitchens a week, sometimes 3 at a time. So there's a lot to know, but today we're gonna go over the specific tapes that we use, and I'm gonna show you our technique of how to prep that opening after taking the doors off the cabinets. So before we get into the actual prepping portion of this, I would like to go over the type of tape that we use. And we've always used the best tape possible because the adhesive has to be strong to what it's setting to, and after painting, sometimes you peel the tape off and paint gets underneath that tape. Anyways, I think splurging a little bit on the products that you're using to prep your kitchen, I think is pretty important. So I would suggest using frog tape. This stuff is extremely tough and the adhesive is very strong, and it's gonna give you that protection that you need. So this is 1-inch frog tape. We also use the 1.5-inch frog tape, and we use the yellow 1.5-inch frog tape. The yellow is more for more delicate surfaces, so actually putting it on the walls and peeling it off, it's not gonna take that paint finish off. And then we also have the blue tape. Now this is a different company. This is Scotch, 3M Scotch. This stuff is super strong. We use it on floors. So when we're putting our floor paper down, this is what's gonna hold it down properly. I actually found another product, and this is the 1-inch Scotch 3M tape. I think this stuff is just as good as the frog tape, and it's a bit cheaper. So we've actually started using this more often. So that's the 1-inch. This is the 1.5-inch Scotch 3M. I'm gonna show you exactly how to prep an opening. All right, so the first thing you wanna do obviously is take the doors off. Some of you might not know that the hinges, some of them have little clips, little buttons that you would push in the back, and they just pop right off. So always check that first, because you really don't have to take these plates off. That's what you call these parts here, the plates. So it just makes it a little bit easier. You're not gonna strip the screws that are in the cabinet. So you just pop these right off. See these little buttons right here? You just push those up and they clip right off and on. It's a fantastic idea. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so once you get the doors off, just a quick little wipe down, maybe a damp rag or something. Maybe do that maybe a half an hour before you start doing this. And that's about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with the 1.5-inch Scotch, the 3M Scotch tape. This is a good tool to have as well. We call this a 1,000,001, but it's called a 9-in-1. So here we go. I start from the middle, and you want to go about halfway in the tape. That's why I use the 1.5 inch, because it's obviously a thicker tape. So you're going to bring it around, and once you get into the corner, this is where I use the 1,000,001. You want to just get that tape right in the middle. Make sure it's stuck right in the corner. And kind of manipulate the tape over these plates if you have to. And if you have a shelf in the way, sometimes there's a bit of a gap that you can kind of just sneak it behind there, and it still runs the tape line, no problem. Like I said, in each corner, you want to just use this tool. Just a flat tool in general, even like a mudding tool or something like that. Get it right in the corners. And just keep continuing on with the tape. So once you get to the top, I basically just run it all the way to where I started and just overlap the starting point with those two pieces together and then rip it off. So the tapes just run all the way around a continuous piece, and then what I do is I just flip this over and stick it to the other piece. You see how it's folded over there? There's a method to my madness. I'm just gonna finish doing the fold overs. I just want to kind of push everything in so that it sticks up properly. It's not facing into the cabinet too far and it's not facing outside of the cabinet too far. And the next part that we have to do is put the plastic on. For plastic, we use Sherwin-Williams. It's a lot better to work with. The other plastics that we've used in the past don't stick properly. Once you start spraying and that pressure's coming out of the sprayer, it almost pulls the plastic sometimes, pushes it in, and then it comes off the tape, and then you've got a breach, and then you got to fix that, and it's just a waste of time. So I would stick to Sherwin-Williams, cut a little bit off, and then unfold it. So you basically just want to have a nice easy edge. You're going to stick it right to the top, not right to the edge, because you don't want the plastic touching the cabinet itself. So we got a good start point now. We can work our way down. You don't have to press too hard, it actually sticks pretty easy. Just like that. I usually leave the bottom for last. So the side part here, you're gonna take your Olfa knife, X-Acto knife, whatever you wanna call it. And what I do is just pull this over right to the edge of the cabinet and cut right down the edge of the cabinet, just like that. And you might be able to use this somewhere else during the process of prepping. So I usually just keep my scraps just in case. In case you get a breach during the spray process, you can just grab a quick piece of tape, put that over top of the plastic, and you're good to go. So anyway, back to the prepping. So like I said, I like to fold in my plastic and then stick it to the tape just like that. So you got a nice clean edge. Continue down to the bottom, make sure it's all stuck, and then right at the bottom, do the same thing. Take the Olfa knife and cut just along the edge of the cabinet itself. And then do the same thing. Fold it again, just a little fold. Make sure there's no like plastic kind of hanging over onto the white cabinet here, because if that happens and you don't see that, once you're done painting and you peel that plastic off, it might take the paint with it. So it's best to try and keep the plastic only on the tape. Before you start painting, I would suggest looking around and making sure you don't have any breaches or plastic touching the cabinet itself. And that's that. It's strong. And once that pressure comes from the paint, it's going to be doing this the whole time. You want to make sure it's stuck properly. So once you're done spraying, painting, however you're going to be applying the paint, you want to take your 1,000,001, your 9-in-1, and what I do is I just touch the corner with the pointy part and just pull that tape off little by little. And you want to just take it slow. Take it slow because you don't want to peel any of that tape off, paint off by any chance, okay? So slowly just take it off, kind of clump it into a ball as you go so nothing falls over. You want to do this relatively after last coat. Obviously you want to do it maybe a little while after. You don't want to wait till it's completely dry. So yeah, and that's it. Clump it up, throw it in the garbage, and you're done. So I know I didn't get into obviously applying paint and all that stuff because this was just focusing on the type of tape we use and then how to obviously mask off that portion of the cabinet. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy the video, if you enjoy my other videos. Right now 97% of you guys are not subscribed, but you guys are watching it, sometimes hitting that like button. It just helps the algorithm kind of push out my videos here and there. YouTube is super hard to get known in because there's so many people doing YouTube. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something today, and good luck with painting your kitchen. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next one. Let's go.